Oh man, what the hell? Seriously though? Seriously? Ren, what are you doing? Hello, fellow renegades. My name is Nikki. I am a multi-hyphenate career-wise, but I'm also an empath. And long story short, I recently dove into the Ren Rabbit Hole and decided that I was going to take you guys on the journey with me as I discover more Ren. And you've been so gracious with your likes, with your subscribes, and especially with your comments and suggestions. So I am going to react to one of the most suggested things that I've been getting lately, which is Ren's 1 million subscribers thank you video. So it's a little different. It's not music, but I've been told as an empath, this is something I should definitely react to, and I'm excited. I've got my tissues ready just in case I get emotional, because I've been known to have grat attacks. That's when gratitude attacks you and you just can't help but get emotional. I don't know if you've experienced that, but it can be overwhelming. Anyway, long story short, I'm going to get into this reaction video now. And thank you again for being here, supporting me, and to be on this journey with me. I have no idea what I'm getting into as usual. So here we go. Dora. Dora. Mama's making a reaction video. Oh goodness. Okay, here we go.
Keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success.
Just the fact that he thanks reactors. I mean, you don't get that from a lot of artists. You don't get a lot of gratitude from a lot of artists for reactors. I saw a Knox Hill video earlier today where he talked about how reaction channels are dying. He doesn't recommend starting one. Too late. I started one like 4 days ago. But I get it, because big artists and the industry, the music industry as a whole, record labels and so on, management teams, all of that, I can see why they wouldn't want their artists to have a direct connection to the fans in this way. And Ren's a perfect example of what happens when an artist is authentic and stays connected to his fans. They don't need the label anymore. And the labels are terrified. They're terrified that artists and people are going to realize that we don't need the middleman. So I get it. Thank you, Ren, for allowing reactors to react to your music, to play your music, to talk about it, because this is how you know that we love you. And this is a symbiotic relationship. So thank you, Ren.
It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is...
Oh, good thing I brought the tissues. I had no idea. Oh, shoot. I had no idea. Also, some idea I brought tissues just in case because grat attacks, but this was, it's even deeper than I thought, and I just feel so grateful that he is able to be here and give such a profound message and be an example, because it's true. What he's saying is true. And him being able to take the darkest points of his life and inspire and uplift not only himself and make something magical out of it, but uplift others, those around him, and then all of us, millions of subscribers and reactors and renegades, and this humility that he has. Humility, not humbleness. Humility is the word. This humility that he expresses for his fans, and gosh, for everyone, is beautiful. And this is what we need more of in this world. We need more of this humility, more of this understanding of alchemy and overcoming, because, you know, I can relate. Haven't had the medical stuff to the extent that he has, but I've had stuff, and I've always felt like my purpose is, if I survived that stuff, then I need to be the light as much as I can, whatever that means. And trust me, a lot of times I don't know what it means. All I know is I want to help in any way I can. And so that's why I started the business that I do now, where I help models, help them learn the business, because I want to empower them. And I have been empowering them. And so whatever way I can, I'm also an energy healer. I'm also a photographer. There's lots of things, hence why I say I'm a multi-hyphenate, and I do a lot of things, because I do. And him just sharing all of this is powerful, and it helps inspire people like me to keep going, even when it feels like it's not doing anything. It's inspirational. Okay. Back to the video. I'm probably going to be crying the whole time. So that's not your thing. Y'all can leave now. Says Empath reacts. He's crying. What do you think is going to happen? But okay, let's go.
But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light.
Preach, 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 Ren. Oh, yes, exactly that. Exactly that. That is the gift. That is the gift of coming out of the other side of some really messed up stuff, is that you now have the ability to identify it, to see it, and to help others get through that dark. You're now the flashlight. It doesn't mean that everything is fixed and magical. Like, I know that a lot of times when we talk about these things, we make it sound like it's magical, but it is, in the sense that, like, you've overcome something major, and now you have the ability, the special ability, to help others to overcome it. It doesn't mean that you now are never going to go through anything bad. Of course you do. Of course we all do. My life is not perfect, trust me, and I know he still goes through his stuff, but this is the gift. This is the gift, and this is what we need more of now. It's not about perfection. It's not about curating everything to look like life is perfect. It's about accepting that it's not, and sharing the truth of that, and showing how we overcome it. That's what this is about. That's this whole journey. It's showing the truth that we're overcoming all of this, and if I can do it, you can do it. If he can do it, you can do it. He's got enormous talent, so that helps. But we all have our own gifts and purposes and timing, and it's all meant to happen in a really profound way. But you have to choose. You have to choose how you're going to do this, and how you're going to see the world, and how you're going to move through it. And this is a prime example, and I'm blown away. This is everything this channel is about. Literally, it's everything my channel's about, and I'm grateful for him for this. Oh, shoot.
Once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious, and you could be magnificent. Mm-hmm. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass.
This is what I was talking about in my other video. It's not about bypassing. Like, bypassing is only going to delay your healing. It's going to delay the ability to come into the light, to be what you're meant to be, right? It's going to delay everything if you bypass, because it's just going to hit you really freaking hard at the wrong freaking time. Feeling it, processing it, seeing it, giving yourself grace, giving yourself time to work through that, to give yourself the space to feel everything. I mean, everything. The best way over something is through it. It's not around it. It's through it. And he gets it, and he's expressing that. And I'm so grateful, because that is one of the hardest things to explain to people, especially when they're going through it, man. The last thing you want to hear is that you're going to come out this better, or it's going to work for you in some way. Like, that's the last thing you want to hear when you're going through it. And I'm so glad to hear him express it. Ay, Dios mío. Dios mío, Ren, ¿qué tú haces? What are you doing to my heart? Seriously, I'm thinking I'm gonna be all like, yay, 1 million subscribers, but no, it's so much more depth. And what else? Why would I expect anything else from this man?
And then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too. Oh man, what the hell? Seriously though? Seriously? Ren, what are you doing? Okay. This man is magic and he's a gift to this world. And I am so grateful that he exists and that he's still here and that we found him and that he's sharing his light, because this is going to help more people than I think he ever even imagined, and inspire those of us who are on a similar mission to do similar things in our own way, with our own gifts and our own talents and our own light. So thank you guys for recommending this. I am a mess now and I don't know how I'm going to film other videos, but I am very grateful. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves.